Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So, we've been making our way through the koshas, these layers, sheaths of our being, our how we are of our the whole of our being. There's 5 of them. So we've started a couple of weeks ago talking about the physical body, which is that outermost layer, the Anamayakosha, the food body. And then last week we talked about the Pranamayakosha, that sort of next less dense, less touchable, feelable layer of our being, the energy body, the prana, that Pranamayakosha, the life prana is the life force. And then this week we're to the Manomayakosha, which is the mental sheath. And then there's 2 more we'll get into in the next couple of weeks. So come back for those. But this mental layer is where our thoughts and our emotions and our feelings, it's like our surface level mind. So where we function in the day to day, it's how we interact with and process the world around us, what we take in through the senses. So the Anamayakosha, the physical body is the food body, gets fed by food. The prana mayakosha is fed by breath, prana, and also by food. We get prana in the food that we eat. When we eat really nutrient rich food, it's full of prana. The Manomayakosha, this mental sheath, is fed by whatever we are putting in front of us, right? So things that we watch, things that we read, people we engage with, it's whatever is in front of us. This is the layer where we are sort of processing through how we are interacting with the world. And it's sort of the level of it's the when we are not being mindful, when we're sort of going on autopilot, that's this level of the mind. And that's fine. Like, we don't want to be thinking about like it's too much, right? To be thinking through every single decision that we make and reaction. If we had to do that, we'd never get anything done, But on the other hand, that part of our mind, that surface level mind, is also where what's called in the Yoga Sutras the chitta vritti live. So chitta literally means consciousness. Vritti means whirlpool. So it's that the chatter that goes on in the mind that is not necessarily related to something that's happening in the moment or helpful with something that's happening in the moment. It's that kind of busy mind that gets very distracted, that draws our awareness out of the present moment. So the chitta vritti live here. And again, there's nothing wrong with thoughts. There's nothing wrong with feelings. There's nothing wrong with emotions. We have to remember that all of these sheaths, every layer, the body, the energy, the mind, our wisdom, our heart, our spirit, all of it is all part of this one overarching energy that infuses everything with life. These are just sort of denser and denser forms of that energy. So no, not any one is better than or worse than or more divine than anything else, right? It's all just layers of the same. But when we get caught up in one is the problem. When we get caught up in the chitta vritti, the turning of the mind, when we're just reacting to what's happening and we're not connecting with those deeper layers that help us to be discerning about, okay, I don't need to go there right now. My mind does not need to be holding this right now. And it might be that that thought just needs to be later, not now, or it might be that thought just really needs to go, not helpful in any way, And it might be that, okay, no, that's something I have to come back to later, but it's not relevant right now. It's not going to feed into my experience right now in a way that's beneficial. So it's not a way of like escaping the mind. It's a way of just sort of getting better at recognizing what's happening. So it's a mindfulness practice. So just as a couple of weeks ago, we really focused on what our body was doing in the poses, how our body was moving and our muscles and our bones, and really focused on that very outward layer of ourselves. Last week, we thought about how the energy was moving through the poses and what perhaps that felt like. now we bring in this third layer, which is, okay, is my mind doing the pose? You know, I always tell this story where when I first started I first started doing yoga in college, but it was sort of not really yoga. It was it was called yoga, but it was kind of with this very weird lady who wasn't really teaching yoga. But anyway, when I first started seriously taking yoga, when I lived in the city 25 years ago, the studio that I was going to was on the second floor, and in like an old building in the city where the heat and the air didn't work well, so the windows were always open, and there was a bagel shop right downstairs. And I think I was just Pavlovianly conditioned to like think about food during yoga. Like my first yoga experiences those years were like bagel, and it was like I'd be like bagel, and I'd just dream about the bagel I was going to eat after class. So all this to say, often when my mind is not in my practice, when I'm doing yoga, I'm thinking about food. So whatever it is for you, not to introduce my experience into yours, but the point is, our minds are going to go in that sort of path of least resistance unless we're telling it not to, And so are we here? Is your mind doing the pose? Is your brain doing the pose? Are your thoughts, emotions, feelings, being aware of what poses bring up for you, or don't, and this sort of sense of, when we're attuned to that, sometimes we notice, yeah, I really hate this pose, but can I still be in it, participating in a way that still honors my body and my breath and where I'm at? Or sometimes it's, wow, I'm really checked out and I could be doing a more integrated version of this pose, but my mind is somewhere else, So just those awarenesses, that's the level of Manomayakosha. One of the things that very helps us to attune to that layer is mantra practice. So mantra is our sacred syllables, sacred phrases, right? That we use it sort of gives our mind a hook, so that when the mind needs to be thinking about something, we're giving it something more meaningful to think about. So mantra can be a really beneficial and effective way of helping to just bring the Manomayakosha to the present, to where we are. So with that in mind, for our starting practice this morning, I want to do a continuous Om practice. So often we do 3 Oms together, or sometimes we chant the invocation together. For this morning, I want to do a continuous Om practice. So we'll start together, and then when it finishes, you just start the next one, and we just keep going like that. So it's just this sort of continuous vibration sound of Om. And I'll tell you when we'll stop, but you're just going to keep doing it, and just sort of bathing yourself in that syllable, and just really letting your mind hook into it and be here and be in it. Okay, so sit up tall, take a good seat. Make any adjustments that you need to be able to sit well. Feel your sit bones, your legs, your feet on the floor. Let them settle a little bit more. Let your pelvis just feel grounded, heavy. Let your spine and your torso lengthen upwards a little bit. Draw your shoulders back gently, not in a way that feels rigid or forceful, but just allowing the heart space to gently unfold in the front of your chest. And as you line up your neck, your chin parallel to the floor, you soften your face. You have this sense of your body where it is, your energy where it is, just taking an inventory. Let your mind now, let your awareness now move into the mind. See what thoughts are presenting themselves, what feelings, emotions are presenting themselves. Just noticing where your surface level mind is this morning. And then join your hands in front of your heart. So we'll start with this continuous Om. We'll start together, and then as soon as your Om finishes, you take in a breath and you just start the next one. So they won't be in sync, but there will be just this continuous sound. So Just let yourself open up to the vibration of the sound. Take a deep breath in. Let your next Om be your last one. The vibrations just move through your mind, cleansing, clearing, breaking up energy of thought, allowing it to release, to open up. And gently bow your head to your heart. And release your hands. Let your eyes open. All right, so we're gonna start seated. Come off your blankets if you're on a blanket. Sit on the floor. And take your feet to the floor. With your feet wide apart. So you're like in a sort of seated squat position. So really wide. Yeah, like as wide as your mat, maybe even off the mat if you've got long legs. Okay, and then just drop the legs side to side like windshield wipers. So drop both knees to the right and then both knees to the left. It's going to be easier. The leg the side that you're going to, that outside leg will be easier. Try to get the inner leg to go down also, may or may not, but let it release towards the floor. And just have this sense of your legs moving more than your pelvis. Your pelvis is going to move a little bit, but it's the rotation of the bones in the hip that we're looking for here, that rotation back and forth. All right. Next time your knees are over to the right, stay there for a moment. Okay, press your right knee down, the pinky edge of your right foot down. Keep your right leg where it is, but start to rotate your left leg up. And then rotate towards the pinky side of the foot. So you're in like a really wide Baddha Konasana. Press that knee down. The right leg will start to lift. Press it down. Keep the right knee pressing down. And then shift. Let the left knee drop down. Inner right knee drop down. Good. Keep the left leg where it is. Lift your right knee up. Pivot towards the pinky edge of the foot. Keep your left knee as close to the floor as you can. It's going to lift a little, but press the right knee over. Good. One more to each side. Drop both knees over to the right. Good. Keep the right knee down. Pivot the left leg up. You can heel toe it in a little bit so you come more to the pinky side of your foot. Press the knee down. That's it. Then both knees over to the left. Keep your left knee down. Pivot the right knee up. Slowly let it make its way over. Good. And then just hold here in the center like you're in this wide Baddha Konasana. Good. Press your knees wide. Lift your chest up. Draw your shoulders back. You got it. All right. And then bring your feet to the floor again. Okay. We're going to come lay down onto the side and do a little more hip warming up. We're going to do a lot of hip stuff today. So you can put a blanket under your head or you can just rest your head on your arm. You're going to bend up your knees. Have your left hand on the floor in front of you so that you're not rolling towards your back. You want to be on your side. Okay, clamshells are first. So you're going to keep your feet together. You're going to keep your right knee down, but you're going to inhale and lift your left knee up as high as you can without rolling to your back. Feet together. So your feet stay together. Feet together, knee up. That's it. Now squeeze the legs together. So press the knee down, squeeze them together. That inhale, lift your knee up, press it back as far as you can without rolling to your back. Then exhale, squeeze your knees together. Couple more just like that. Inhale, knee up. Exhale, squeeze together. And last one, lift it up and squeeze together. That's the external rotation. Now we're going to work the internal rotation. So keep your knees together, lift your top foot up as high as you can. Knees together, foot up. Knees together, foot up. Good. And then squeeze the feet together. Keep your knees really bent. So pull your knees should be like in front of your hip. That's it. Then lift your foot and then squeeze together. And just like that, lift your foot. Lift a little higher maybe. Keep your knees together and then take it down. And two more. Foot up. Yes. And tap down. And last one. And tap down. Okay, good. Keep your right knee bent. Draw your left knee. Hug your left knee now to your chest with your hand. Pull it up and in towards the armpit. That's it. Yep. Now either hold the pinky edge of your foot or hold behind your leg and stretch your leg up straight. Yeah. Either push your leg into your hand or your foot into your hand. If you're holding your foot, extend your leg up. One more breath. Good. And then bend your knee, bring your legs together. Just take a moment to feel your body, feel your energy, see where the mind has gone. Is it still here in the practice? And then shift to the other side. So these are some hip mobility exercises. Flexibility is how we can move a particular body part by using another body part or an outside force. And mobility is how the joint moves itself. So that's what we're working on here. So clamshells first, feet together, knee up. Squeeze that outer hip as the knee lifts. Right hand is on the floor in front. Good. Then squeeze the legs together. And just like that, feet together, knee up. And then squeeze together. Yes. Couple more, knee up. And squeeze together. And last one. Good. Rest the knees together. And then when you're ready, knees together, foot up. That's it. Lift the foot and squeeze it back down. Just like that. With your breath, inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. With your mind, with your body, with your energy, lift the foot and back together. Is that 5? I think that was 5. Do we have one more? Maybe one more. Lift up. Okay, good. And then together. All right. Lift up the top leg. Hold the knee. Bring the knee to the armpit. Press your bottom leg into the floor at the same time. And then shift your hand either to the back of your thigh, the back of your calf, or hold your foot and stretch your leg up straight. Yep, push your leg into whatever you're holding. So into whatever, wherever your hand is. So on your foot, on your leg, extend the leg towards the sky. All right, good. Rebend, bring the knees together. All right, bring yourself up to seated and then spin yourself around. We're going to come into tabletop. If you want a blanket under your knees, of course, that's always makes things a little gentler on the knees. And why not make things gentler on the knees if you need that? All right, be mindful about where you're placing your hands. So line up your outer shoulder to the center of the wrist. So not outer shoulder to outer wrist. That narrows the front of the body a little bit. And we want to keep the front of the chest a little bit more open than that. So outer shoulders lined up with center of wrist. Press your hands down. All right, take your right leg back behind, tuck your toes under, press into your heel. Good, take a little calf stretch. Push evenly through the inner heel, the outer heel. And then inhale, lift your leg up. Take a little bit of a back bend. Lift your leg and then lift your chest and lift your head. Keep your belly nice and strong. And then we're just going to do some circles with the hips. So take it out to the side, circle it around. So big sweeping movement with the hip, with the knee, like you're drawing a circle in the air. Just let the diameter of the circle get bigger and bigger. And then change the direction, go the other way. And then the next time your knee comes forward, just step it all the way up between your hands. If you want to put hands on blocks here, you can do that. Squeeze your legs towards each other. You want your front knee to be over your ankle. So if you're way forward or your heel is lifting up, just take a little bit of a longer stance. And then push down into that bottom foot and then squeeze your legs in. Your right leg towards the left leg, your left leg towards the right leg. So we call that hugging into the midline. So this imaginary line that divides our body in half, we're squeezing into that. If you've got your balance, take your hands up to your front thigh. That's it. Now scissor your legs in a little bit more. Feel your inner thighs fire. Feel the weight come more to the big toe sides of the feet as you're doing that. And then move your shoulders back over your hips, lengthen up out of your pelvis. Stay here or arms to the sky. If you've got your balance, reach up. Good. As you draw your body towards the midline, draw your mind into a middle steady place. That's focused here on the present, in this moment, this breath, this pose. Take your hands back down. Again, you may want blocks for this. We're going to go into the hamstring stretch. So slide your right heel out in front, come up onto your heel, lift your toes. Bring your your left hip over your knee. So not back towards your heel, but just right over the knee. And straighten out your right leg. So if it's not straight, you can go hands up on blocks here. You want to really try to straighten out your right leg so you're getting an opening in the back of your thigh, the back of your calf. Pull your toes back a little bit. Good. Then maybe take your hands forward, extend your spine a little bit longer. Let your head and your neck release towards your knee. And in this position, if you've got your balance, close your eyes and draw your senses inwards. Instead of being in that surface level mind that just reacts to what's happening, draw inside. One more breath. All right, shift your weight forward, slide your right leg back, find your tabletop. Good, just feel side to side, leg to leg, right side, left side, just being aware, bringing your Manomayakosha, your thoughts, your feelings, everything here, this moment. Then left leg back, tuck your toes. Press into your heel. Inhale, rock forward, lift your toes up off the mat, keeping your leg nice and long. Lift your chest, maybe a little more of a back bend here, a little bit of a cow spine. And then begin your circles. So sweeping the knee forward, as far forward as you can. Lift the leg as high up behind as you can. Again, this is just hip mobility, getting some movement into the joint. So bring your mind to the level of your leg and just feel your thigh bone rotating in the hip. Go the other way, rotate the opposite direction, and just become like really fascinated with that. Just curious, feeling the body move. This is how we marry together these layers of ourselves, these koshas, the sheaths. Next time your knee comes forward, step it up. Make the midline connection. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Feel your inner thighs fire up. Hands to your front thigh. That's it. Bring your shoulders back over your hips. Yeah, then if you're seeking a deeper stretch, do it again mindfully, not just letting the body kind of collapse. You know, the body can go by rote, the mind can go by rote. So when we come into a yoga practice, we're being mindful, we're inviting ourselves into a deeper expression. Maybe pull your heel towards your sit bone a little bit more. That'll get you deeper into the hip, but still being mindful. Inhale, arms to the sky. That's it. Keep squeezing the legs in towards each other. Perhaps at the same time, feel like your pelvis, your sit bones are pressing out wide. So you're not feeling overly compressed. On your next exhale, take your hands down to the mat. Right hip over right knee, slide your left heel out in front of you. Come up onto your heel. Stretch your leg as straight as you can and just get that sense of extension first. So spine long, leg long. Good. Exhale, fold now. So closing your eyes is actually not great for balancing. So if you feel wobbly in any pose that we do, keep your eyes open and fix your eyes somewhere. So here or any other pose that we're doing, keeping the eyes open and the gaze really fixed helps with balancing. Now, if you've got your balance, if you feel secure where you are and you want to close your eyes and draw the awareness in, you can do that. But some of the practice can also be, can I keep my eyes open and do that? Can I keep my eyes open and stay in a steadier, calmer place that is not reactive, not wobbling all around? All right. Find your way back to tabletop. We're going down to the belly now. Lower yourself down. Rest your head on your hands for a moment. Bring your legs as close together as you're comfortable. They don't have to be touching, but just draw them in. The tendency is that they're going to want to splay apart. Then bend up your knees and just windshield wiper the legs together. Swing the feet one way and then the other way. And just feel how that movement, it's not just the legs and the feet moving, right? The pelvis moves, which means the back moves and the spine moves, and just feel how all of the parts of the body affect one another. The koshas work the same way. Every layer affects the other ones. All right, stretch your legs straight back behind you. Keep them squeezing in towards each other. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders for cobra pose. That's it. Squeeze your elbows towards the midline behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards your back. Lift your head up. Come to a little baby cobra. Tone your glutes. Draw your tailbone down. Good. Then maybe lift up a little bit higher, keeping the back muscles working. Let your hands do some of the work. The goal is not to get your arms straight. It's to get the shoulders back. So always the focus there. Good. Exhale and release. Stack your hands. Rest your head. Then slide your right knee out to the right, almost like you're doing a tree pose, but keep your heel in line with your knee. So knee out to the side. That's it. Now, press your knee to the mat. Extend your left leg really long. And then try to pulse your right foot up off the floor, keeping your knee down. Yep. And then tap your foot down. And then lift your foot. Yep. And then tap it down. And a couple more like that. Lift your foot and tap it down. Yep. One more. Good. Now push your foot down. Try to lift your knee. It's not going to lift, but try to lift your knee. Yep. And then do that again. Relax it. And then push your foot down. Try to lift your knee. It's not going to lift, but I want you to feel what happens in your butt when you do that. Do you guys feel that? Yeah, yeah. So do that a couple more times. Push your foot down. Try to lift your knee. It's not going to lift. Nope. Oh, look, someone's knee is lifting. Holy cow. Mine is not lifting. Okay. Do one more. I want you to feel what happens in your butt. That's it. Okay, good. Then slide that leg out straight. And let's go to the left. Left knee out. Good. So stay on your belly. Try to not roll to your side. So again, we're just getting the movement into the hip here. The tendency is to want to like roll over to the side, right? So just get the movement in the leg. Slide your knee up as high as you can. Your right thigh or the top of your right foot is still on the floor. That leg is stretching long. All right, toes lift. Knee down, toes up. Good, and then tap down. And just like that. Knee down, toes up. And tap down. And a couple more. Knee down, toes up. And tap. Yep, with your breath. Last one. Okay, now foot down, knee up. Oh my gosh, no. Foot down, knee up. Keep your pelvis level so you're not rolling to the side. You're just trying to lift your knee. Push your foot down, try to lift your knee. That's it. Yep.
So we're not rolling to the side and lifting the knee. The point is not to get the knee off the floor. The point is to get the muscles in the outer hip to fire up, right? It's not to get the knee off the floor. It's just to get those muscles awake. All right, one more. Try to lift it. Oh, okay. Stretch it out long. Okay, good morning, hips. Bring your hands behind your back. Lace your fingers together. If that's bothersome to a shoulder, you can just go arms by your sides. That's fine. Stretch your legs long. Tone your glutes. Feel your toe, like with your hands on your back, you can feel your butt muscles tone, fire up a little bit. Draw your tailbone down. Good. Now lift your upper body, lift your arms, reach your hands back towards your feet. That's it. Take your heart forward and your arms back. Neck long. Breathing breath and spaciousness into the back of your body and into your mind at the same time. So you're just here, not distracted. One more breath. Good, and release. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Come on up to tabletop. Okay, lift up into downward facing dog. So a lot of space between hands and knees. So, when we're in a shorter dog, when the feet and the hands are closer together, it's more of a stretch for the legs, and that's fine. If you need like a good leg stretch, it's an okay way to do it. But if you go a little bit longer, then you get more stretch into the spine. So see if maybe that would serve you this morning. Yeah, and then pedal your feet, maybe bend one knee and then the other, bend both knees together. Just see what feels good in your body. Because when we are taking care of the body in that way, when we are listening to the body in that way, the mind just naturally settles into a gentler, quieter, easier place. Okay, drop your knees down. Watch me for a second. Here's a challenge pose. We're doing it sort of early in class because it takes a lot of strength. So before we're too tired, here's the challenge pose for dog pose. So we're going to come into dog. We're going to narrow our stance, and I'm going to go into a figure 4 leg. So my ankle is crossed in front of my knee. Now, I don't want to push on the knee and jam into the back of the knee. So I'm going to keep the straight leg a little bent. Do you see that? All right, I'm going to come to dog. I'm going to press my knee back. Then I'm going to come to plank, and I'm going to try to not let the knee drop down. So it's the same thing we did on our belly, but we're doing it here. Lifting the knee up. And then we'll go back to dog. All right, we're going to give it a go. And if that just feels like no way in heck, that's just not for me today, that's okay. Just do dog pose and ignore me. It's fine. You're all grown-ups. You don't have to listen. I'm just here making suggestions. So if it's too much, the body is the teacher. And if the teacher of the body is saying, nope, not for me today, please listen to that. Okay, feet a little narrower if you're game to try. Bend your left knee a little bit. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Yep. Or just stay in your dog. Good. Now lift your right knee away from the floor. Good. Now float forward to plank. Lift your right knee like crazy. Lift, 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 lift. Good. Go back to dog. Good. Uncross. Very nice, you guys. You feel what happened in your right butt when that happened? Same thing on the floor, right? When we were laying face down. Okay. Bend your right knee a little. Cross your left ankle over the knee. So higher than the knee, if you can. Push your left knee up and away from the floor. Come to plank. Lift the knee, 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 lift the knee. Yes, good, you guys. Go back. That's it. And then uncross. Yes, good. Walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Land into your feet. Fold over. Of course, hands on blocks here is fine. And then stretch your left leg straight and bend your right knee. Let your right hip drop down a little bit. So just in your forward bend. Bend your right knee. The right heel can stay on the floor. Just let the hip drop down a little so you feel a little more stretch in the left leg. Switch sides. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee. Let your left hip sort of drop down a little bit. Shift your weight over to the left. Good. Stretch both legs straight. Lengthen your spine. Come on up. Reach up. Stretch up. And exhale, let your arms release by your sides. I'm going to put the lights up a little bit more now that we're a little more awake. Okay, so balancing poses are very good for Manomayakosha because when you're doing a balance pose, the mind has to be present, right? Or we're falling over. So it's a good way to just understand, if you're having a day where you're really scattered, like do a couple of balance poses, it helps you to focus and to find that clarity. So we're going to do tree pose first. We're going to come into it in a particular way. So stay with me. Hands on hips. Okay, bring your weight to your right foot. Notice as you do that, the right hip likes to sort of cock out to the side, or mine does at least, but that's a common thing. So as you bring your weight to your foot, keep your hip hugging in, like the muscles of the outer hip toning. Okay, now turn the left knee out. Toes on the floor. We're starting toes on the floor. We're just going to go here for now. Feel that hip go out, squeeze it in. Push your heel into your ankle or your shin, wherever it's touching. And make that connection to midline. Draw in and find a steady gaze point for your eyes, just a little bit above your line of vision. And one that's not moving. So don't look at the person that's wobbling in front of you. That's not going to help you. Okay, and then drop that foot down. So we're just going to take it slow. We're going to do the other side and then we'll deepen the pose. So bring your weight to your left foot. I have one friend who says, put your brain in your foot, right? Like your whole thought, like your whole mind, be in your foot, feel your foot, make your legs steady and strong. Shift your weight over without letting that hip cock out to the side. Turn your right knee out. Squeeze your legs together. Heel to ankle, ankle to heel. Squeeze in. Make that midline connection with your legs. Find the gaze point for your eyes. Let your breath be steady and flowing. Even if your body feels wobbly, steady your breath. Steady your mind. All right, drop that foot down. Same thing. Shift to the right foot, right leg strong. Turn the left knee out. Now you can stay there or you can go up higher anywhere but on the knee with that left foot. Make the midline connection. Squeeze. Push your heel into your thigh. Squeeze your hip in. Yeah, then hands to heart. Press your hands together. Press your shoulder blades together behind you so that the whole body, everything's drawing in towards the midline. Last breath, you can stay there or you can go arms to the sky. Even if as your hands separate, still feel like they're squeezing in towards each other. Don't hold your breath. Exhale and release. It's tempting. Holding the breath helps with the balance, but we want to be able to breathe and balance because that's a better way of doing things, right? Okay, shift to the left foot. Right knee out. Maybe you're going to stay here. This is fine. Like if this is your pose, this is your pose. That's fine. If you want to take the heel up, go up any amount. And then squeeze. Like I'm digging, like I got a dent here in my thigh. I'm really pushing that foot in and then squeezing the outer hip in. Hands together. Steady your gaze. Steady your breath. Yep. Steady your mind, even if your body is falling out of the pose. Last breath, maybe arms up or just stay right where you are. If you're hanging on for dear life, hang on. Just breathe. Exhale and release. Very good. Nice, you guys. Do a little march out. I like the crossover march. Okie dokie. We're going to come to chair and start with hands on hips. And feet as close together as you can balance, right? So traditionally the inner big toes are touching in this pose. If that's too narrow for you, if it feels wobbly, you can go wider, but we can sort of harness that drawing to the midline energy the closer the feet are. So go as close as you can without feeling wobbly. And then ground your feet and bend your knees. And as you bend your knees, send your butt way back behind you. We call this chair pose because it's like you should be sitting back into a chair. It's actually not chair pose. It's called fierce pose. Utkatas means fierce. So send your hips back and sit a little bit lower. Maybe feel that fierceness taking over in your legs a little bit. Now lengthen your spine out of your pelvis. Yep. Keep your thigh bones releasing down. Shoulders back. Yep. Then arms up. You can go arms up or you can go to cactus arms. That's a little gentler on the shoulders if your shoulders need a little bit of a gentler movement. And then hold steady. Notice if the mind wants to go somewhere else. When the fierceness takes over, can you just be here? Can the breath be steady? Can the mind be steady here? Good. Press to your feet. Come on up. Release your hands. We're going to take that into a twist, chair twist. Same thing. Hips slide back. You can start with hands on hips. Just take the shoulders out of it. Build from the bottom up, build your house from the basement upwards. Squeeze your legs together. Now, this time, bring your hands to your heart. With your next breath, lengthen out of your pelvis and twist to your right. Your left elbow can hook onto the inner left knee or the outer right knee. Either one works. Notice how your whole pelvis wanted to turn to the right. So pull your left knee back. Pull your left hip back. Turn your belly more to the right. So the twist is happening more in the upper body. Yes, good, you guys. One more breath where you are. Inhale to release. Just come on up for a second. Release your hands. Give your body a break. Thighs a break. Okay, back to chair. Hips back and low. Tone your belly. Protect your low back. Hands to heart. Good, without letting your legs move. Turn to the left. So right elbow can go to the inner right thigh or the outer left knee. Either one works. Pull your right knee back. Pull your right hip back. Turn your belly more to the left. Stay steady in your breath and in your mind. One more breath where you are. And then inhale and release. Okay, good. We're going to take it into eagle pose. So, so now I know lots of balancing today. You can put your blocks to either sides of your feet. This is just if you need a little kickstand, it can help with the balance. So if you want to have them there just in case, you can have your blocks to either side. Okay. We're going to just do the legs first. Poke your hips back one more time. Shift your weight to your right foot. Cross your left leg over knee. Thigh over thigh. Bend your right knee. Wait, everybody's going a different side. What did I say? Left over right. We're left over right. Go left over right. Stand on your right leg, cross your left leg over. Just so we're on the same side. There's a lot of directions in this pose. I need everybody on the same side for this one. Squeeze your legs in. Squeeze your legs in. Now maybe hover your toes up off the floor. Squeeze your legs. Feel your inner thighs fire up. Bend your standing leg. Okay, good. Come on up and uncross. Take a breath. Second side, hips back. Weight to your left foot, left leg, and then right leg on top. So here's where you could use a little perch. You can put your toes up on the block here if you need to. Squeeze your legs. Sit into your standing leg, your left leg. Good. Now maybe hover your right toes. Squeeze your legs, spine nice and long. Feel that midline connection of squeezing in. Draw your mind into a steady place. Good. Come on up. Okay, now we add the arms. We went right leg over, right? Right leg over first, I think. Okay, so it's right elbow under the left elbow. Now for some of you, if you have broad shoulders and the arms don't cross, you can just land here, or you can do the double wrap and bring the hands together. Okay, poke your hips back. Shift your weight to your left foot. Cross your right leg on top. All right, toes can stay on the block. They can hover. They can also hook behind your ankle. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your arms, fix your gaze, steady your mind. Be here. Notice where the thoughts go. Notice where the mind goes. Stay steady. Good. Inhale and release. Pause. So the body can go on autopilot. You know, one of the blessings of so my alarm clock didn't go off this morning. No one in my house woke me up. I looked at my watch. It was 7:58. I have to be here for class. I was like, ah! But one of the blessings of like teaching and having a practice for so long is that like you can go on autopilot, and that can be a real blessing sometimes. Our bodies can do that. Our minds can do that, but try not to do that right now. Like that's the goal. The idea of the practice is I was grateful for it this morning of just get here. Okay, I know how to teach poses. I can do it. You know. Fortunately, I thought about the class last night a little bit. All right, so we're trying not to do that here. So go elbows wide, left arm under right. So again, you can stay here or you can wrap. Good, feet close together, poke your hips back, bend your knees. Left leg on top of right leg. Squeeze your legs. Maybe you're hovering, maybe your foot's on the block, maybe you're hooking your toes. Any of those is an option. So don't go on autopilot. Be here. Feel your body. Notice what arises. Calm, steady your face and your gaze. One more breath. Good. And inhale and release and unravel. roll out the shoulders. Okay, what are we doing next? All right, we're gonna come to a squat pose. So if you're comfortable dropping low into a squat, you can do that. Here's some options. You can stay up here if your knees are happier up here. In a higher squat, this is fine. You can, of course, if you're comfortable just sitting low into a squat, you can do that. Other options, you can put heels on a blanket. You can put a block underneath your bottom so you have a little bit of support if you need that. So any of those are options. Find a squat position that works for you and get your elbows inside your knees. Yeah, get your heels as close to the floor as you can. Good. Then squeeze your legs in, but broaden your collarbones and your elbows out and lift through your spine. That's it. Let your tailbone drop down towards the floor or into the block. If you're on a block, keep your spine on long. And again, a sensation in the body builds. If it's saying you have to get out now and your body needs to do that, then get out. But if it's just your mind being like, wow, this is hard, just soften a little. Deepen your breath. One more breath. All right, and then we're going to come down to sit, so you can use your hands for support. If you're on a block, just slide the block to the side. Watch me for a second. We're going to do a couple of abdominal things, but just watch me. So we're going to do an eagle leg press. So it's going to look like this. We're going to cross the legs and maybe do the double wrap. Maybe on your back, that might be a little easier, or it might not. And you're going to skip that and just be here. That's fine. Okay, so your hands are going to come to the front of your thigh. You're not pulling your knees in like this. I'm using my hands to push my legs away and I'm pulling in with my knees. So I'm pushing with my hands, I'm pulling in with my knees, and then I'm going to just hold here. That's it. That's all we're doing, but it's a lot. Right leg over left, lay on your back. Do a single wrap or a double wrap. So not ankle over knee, knee over knee. Snuggle your legs together, lift your bottom foot off the floor. Yep, so both feet are off the floor. Squeeze your legs in. Take your hands to the front of your right thigh, so the part of your leg that's facing you, and press with your hands, pull in with your legs. Now you could stay here because that's a lot already. You're probably feeling it, right? If you want to take it a little one stage further, you lift your head and your shoulders off the floor. Or not, ignore me. You're grown-ups, do whatever you like. Pull with your legs, your hands. Pull with your legs, push with your hands. 2 more breaths, breathing where you are. Good, and then exhale and release and uncross. Rest for a moment. Again, be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of your feelings. Be aware of the reactions that happen to the poses that we're doing, the way that we're doing our poses, how we are experiencing them. Just be aware. That's the Manomayakosha at work. And we want it to work. It's not a negative thing. Again, any one of these layers is not any less than the other. They just function in different ways. And the more deeply we understand that, the more deeply we understand how they work together, the more integrated and harmoniously we can live in these bodies. Okay, left leg on top, knee over knee. Squeeze your legs. Lift your right foot. Maybe do the double hook. Hands to the front of your left thigh. Push with your hands, pull with your legs. Push with your hands, pull with your legs. Maybe the head off the floor, maybe not. Squeezing in, that's it, good. Breathing, not holding your breath here. One more breath. And exhale and release. Good, rest for a moment. Okay. Here's the next thing. So for this one, we're going to bend up the knees, not cross them. The knees are going to be bent, hands behind the head. And then it's just an elbow to knee tap. So both feet stay up, the legs are squeezing in. As you exhale, curl your head and shoulders up and then tap your right knee and your right elbow together. Right knee, right elbow. So same side, right knee, right elbow. Good. And then come to center. And then exhale and tap right knee and right elbow together. And come back. And exhale, right knee, right elbow together. Good. And release. And a couple more. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. And back to center. Squeeze your legs. And right knee, right elbow together. Breathing out to lift up. Breathing into lower down. Last one. Right knee, right elbow, and release. Okay, rest for a minute. With your hands behind your head, press your elbows out wide. Take a little stretch for your chest. Press your shoulders down, your elbows down. As we're doing this, try to be mindful that you're not pulling on your neck. Have a sense that you're lifting from your shoulders and your head is just sort of coming along for the ride. Lift your knees up to a right angle. On your next exhale, left elbow and left knee together. And then inhale to center. And exhale, tap, left knee, left elbow. And inhale, release. And left knee, left elbow. Neck relaxed and soft. Pulse, elbow and knee together. And back to center, good. Last two, elbow and knee tap. That's it. And then last one. Good. And rest. Feet on the floor, hands behind your head, elbows wide. Take a little stretch for the chest. If that bothers your shoulder, of course, just take your arms by your sides. That's fine. Okay. Suchirandrasana. Cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. Flex your foot gently. So make the muscles in the foot a little bit awake so that the foot is actually participating in your pose, your right foot. It's not just kind of hanging out there. Okay, now press your arms, your shoulders, your head down, but lift up your left leg. We're not going to hold the leg yet. Let the legs do the work. Again, this is a mobility exercise. We're letting the legs do the work. So pull in with your left knee, press your right knee away from you, away from your shoulder. Pull your left knee in, press your right knee away. Does that make sense? Left knee in, right knee away. Good. Now reach up and thread your arms through. Right hand between your legs. Grab hold of your left leg. Pull your left knee in. Any amount more. You can go behind the thigh or in front of the shin if that doesn't bother the knee. Some people's knees get cranky holding the shin, so you can hold behind the thigh. And then keep, as you're pulling the left knee in, press your right knee away from you. Notice, again, where the mind goes, where your thoughts go. This pose for many of us has a lot of sensation. Let your mind just ride the waves of sensation without making a judgment call. All right, exhale and release the foot down. Just come to center for a moment. Feel both sides of your legs, the right leg and the left leg, the right side of the pelvis, the left side. Feel your low back, right side, left side. Just feel how everything we do in our body, one part affects another. The koshas are the same. What we do with our body affects our mind. How our mind is feeling affects our body. Left ankle over right knee. Flex your foot. That's it. Active foot. So doesn't have to be like super rigid, but just awake, participating in the pose. Press your arms to the floor by your sides, hands down, elbows down, shoulders down, and then lift your right leg up. Pull your right knee in, press your left knee away. Pull your right knee in, press your left knee away. And just like that, pull the knee in, press the left knee away. One more breath. And then thread your arms through, hold your right leg. You should feel the stretch in your hip, not in your knee. You're feeling it in your knee, playing with the angle of your left foot, pointing, flexing. That can actually shift what's happening in the hip. So you can play around with the positioning of your foot if you feel this in the knee. One more breath. And exhale, release. Both feet, uncross. And then heel toe your feet wide. Just let your knees rest together for a moment. Let your breath settle into a steadier, calmer rhythm. Notice when the breath, we settle the energy, the mind settles. All these layers, they all affect one another. Okay, I'm going to roll to your side now. And come on up to seated. Okay, we're going to work towards a funky version of pigeon, but we're going to come in a really particular way. So stay with me here. You're going to go right leg parallel with the front of your mat. So bring your right leg forward, parallel with the front of your mat. And slide your left knee straight out from your hip. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Okay, now you're going to lean forward and using your right arm, you're going to pin your right leg down to the floor. So use your forearm, and if you could get onto the thigh and the shin bone together, sort of pin your leg down with your right elbow. Yeah, bring your right arm onto your right leg, pin your leg down. Take your left hand to the sole of your foot and push inwards gently and lean forward. Now, you may get a hip stretch here. If you're getting a hip stretch in your right hip, you can just be here. This is fine. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, start to now snake that left leg back behind you. Yeah. Uh-huh. I know. Yep. Start to slide that leg back. Yep. And then you could stay here. You can use your arm to hold the leg, your foot to hold the leg, or you can slide your elbows out in front of your shin and just let your upper body settle a little bit more. So you might be more on the inside, in the inseam of your left leg than you're used to. It's okay in this leaning forward position. When we go into the back bend version of this pose, it is important to have the hips level, but when we're leaning forward, it actually doesn't matter. And for me, I get a much deeper hip stretch in this position than with the knee really bent and the hips up high, and all sorts of ways we can do it. This is just another way. All right, keep the legs alert, awake. Keep your mind focused here, present. Usually the more body parts that are touching the floor, the more we kind of check out. The floor is doing some of the work for us, but keep your body doing the pose, your mind doing the pose, your energy doing the pose. Okay, to get out, lean a little bit to the right, slide your left knee over to the left, and come on up. All right, how was that? Okay. I love this version. Pigeon notoriously kills my knees. I never in a million years could have thought that my hips would be that low in this pose, but this way of coming in where you're holding the knee really stable, for me, moves the stretch much deeper into the hip, which is really the point of the pose, right? That we get that deep hip stretch. So left leg is across the front, right knee is out to the right. Good. Then you're going to lean forward, pin the bones of the leg. So it's my left arm holding my shin and my thigh steady. I'm going to take my right hand to the sole of my foot and I'm pushing my hand and my foot together. Lean forward and then sneak this leg back any amount more. Start to slide it back behind you. Yep, any amount. You're leaning forward, reaching the right leg out to the right or back behind you. And then maybe you stay here, or maybe you slide your elbows out in front of your shin. Wherever you are, let your body do the pose. Let your mind do the pose. Let your energy do the pose. And if none of this is working for you, if it's just excruciating, you can go back into that same thing we did on the back. One more breath. Good. Come on up. Swing the right leg around. Okay. Have a block nearby. Come lay down onto your back. Bend up your knees for a gentle bridge. Do a lot of back bending today, so let's just find a gentle bridge pose. Heels underneath the knees. Press your arms, shoulders, head down. Gently lift your hips up. Notice the weight wanting to come to the pinky edge of your feet. Your knees splay apart, so ground the inside edges of your feet. Emma, widen your feet a little, so go like hip distance. Widen your feet. Yeah, like hip distance. That's good. Yeah, that'll be a little more open for your pelvis. Good. Tone your glutes without letting your knees splay apart. Press your shoulders down. If you want to lace your fingers underneath your back, you can. You don't have to. And keep your arms by your sides. Feel your hips lift up. Let your head and your shoulders ground. And be here. Body doing the pose. Energy doing the pose. Mind doing the pose. Good. Slowly release your hands. Release your hips back down. And then let's take it into supported bridge or half shoulder stand. So you're going to lift your hips, slide your block under your pelvis now. And if you're more comfortable with your feet remaining on the floor, you can just stay here in a supported bridge, or you can take it into the half shoulder stand, keeping your pelvis flat on the block. So not letting your pelvis rock, tip backwards. Your sacrum, your pelvis flat on the block, stretch your legs up. Your knees don't have to be totally straight here, especially if the hamstrings are on the tighter side. Just give your hamstrings a little loving kindness. Dana, here, use one of these. Yeah, those aren't good for this. They're good for some things. And these blocks are good for some things, but not for others. But it's good for this one. It's good for this one. Yeah, that's better. Inversions are particularly helpful for settling the nervous system on the physiological level, for balancing the prana, because we're usually in that upward flow of prana. This helps with the downward flow of prana, the apana vayu, if you remember when we did those months ago, the vayus. And for the mind, inversions particularly help to settle the mind. So let your eyes drift close and begin to just let your senses draw inwards. Let your mind become just an open, wide landscape. Thoughts will arise, emotions, feelings, things arise onto that landscape. And that's the natural way of being. It's fine. We just don't cling to them. No attachments, no aversions. And another tidbit from the Yoga Sutras. One of the ways our minds become very mired in the Manomayakosha, when we get stuck there, it's because we're clinging to something that feels good, or we're pushing away something that doesn't feel good. So we're practicing no attachments, no aversions. We are just living in the moment. We are here, present. All right, begin to bend your knees, bring your feet back down. Lift your hips, slide your block to the side. All right, roll to your side. I know it's mean making you get up, but you'll like it, I promise. Come on up, and we're gonna just do a little restorative here. So you're gonna open up your blanket for a supported Baddha Konasana. If you're home, you don't have a blanket, you can do this with blocks, but if you have a blanket, you wanna make a really long blanket roll. So like this, a really long one. Yeah, that's it. And then you're going to put the roll around your ankles like this. I'm sorry, tell me your name again. Sorry. Kay, sorry, Kay, that way, go that way. Just so you have a longer, yes, that's it. Yeah, just more to work with there. Okay, so then it goes around the ankles. Oh, Gina, you're going really big. Fold it one more time. Fold it in half. No, that way. And now roll the long way. There you go. Okay. So blanket around the front of the feet. Good. And then you're going to come lay down so that the ankles are resting, and maybe even the hips also are resting. Now, if this is not enough support for your knees, you can also prop your blocks underneath your knees if you need more support. But hopefully this will feel like enough. Soles of the feet together, knees resting out to the sides. Yeah, that's it, Diane, like that. Yeah, and if your knees need more support, yeah, just prop a block underneath. Yep. Scoot your butt as close to your heels as you can. All right.
Feel your body. Feel your body settling. Your legs, your shoulders, back. Your breath becoming steadier. And each breath cleansing the mind, clearing the mind of those chitta vrittis. Noticing that they're there, they are part of you, but they are not the whole story. If you're comfortable where you are and you want to stay, you can stay for Shavasana. If you'd feel more comfortable extending your legs out long, at any point you can stretch your legs out for Shavasana. Now continue to focus your awareness inwards to thoughts, to emotions, to memories that are arising. This is the Manomayakosha. Just notice these parts of yourself, these parts of your being, without reacting, without getting absorbed in a particular thought. Allow feelings and emotions to be present, but not to draw you off the meditative path. Allow your thoughts and feelings to be part of who you are, part of your practice, without being the whole story. And with the eyes closed, begin to draw your awareness into a darker space within. Begin to draw your sense of hearing inward, so you're still hearing my voice and hearing the birds and hearing whatever might be going on in the space that you're in. It's becoming a little quieter. Noticing that taste and smell are part of our awareness. Drawing them inwards. Notice the sensations at the surface, your skin, your muscles. And draw your awareness deeper than those sensations. Now focus on another mantra we're going to use to bring our awareness even deeper. The mantra is Ham Sa. So with your next in breath, silently say Hum. As you breathe out, Sa. As you breathe in, Hum. As you breathe out, Sa. Hum. Sa. Keep going just like that. Hum on the inhale. Sa on the exhale. Letting your mind become the mantra. Your energy become the mantra. Your breath become the mantra. Your body become the mantra. Hum Sa. Next exhale, release the mantra. And just rest in the quiet stillness of your being. So gently now, allow your sensory awareness to rise back to the surface, to hearing, feeling, sensing, tasting, smelling. Notice how you can be aware of those things and still feel calm, peaceful, settled in your heart. Bring your knees together. Rest your feet on the floor for a moment. And then slowly make your way to your side, back to seated. Sit well. I'm going to share with you a short poem by John O'Donohue, A Blessing for the Senses, that really says it much better than I can. May your body be blessed. May you realize that your body is a faithful and beautiful friend of your soul. And may you be peaceful and joyful and recognize that your senses are sacred thresholds. May you realize that holiness is mindful, gazing, feeling, hearing, and touching. May your senses gather you and bring you home. May your senses always enable you to celebrate the universe and the mystery and possibilities in your presence here. Bring your hands together at your heart. And let's close the practice with one Om together. Take in a deep breath. Om. Namaste. Thank you all. Have a great Sunday. Weekend. Good.
Thank you, Rachel.
Good.
Thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bruce, if you and Nancy are there, a big hello.
Yes. Yes.